and welcome to a new video. I thought today I would do a classic. I would show you my TBR, this time for the autumn. So the thing is, I made, I think, a summer TBR, like a spring-summer TBR. Have I read any of the books on that TBR? I'm really not sure, but I'm gonna make an autumn TBR anyway. I'm the absolute worst at sticking to a TBR, but some of these I do genuinely think I will get to. So let's get started. It's only a couple books, but I thought these all kind of fit the fall season, or they're just books that I want to read. So let's go. So first I have All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. This is obviously a book that's just meant to be read around Halloween time. It is about a group of girls. Someone goes missing, and so they try and solve it. She's worried it has something to do with the occult and tarot card readings and stuff. So she thinks that maybe she needs to use magic to find her friend. It sounds really fun and just really exciting. Also, it's got a really big font. That's always a plus. And it just looks really good. And there's also all these cool illustrations of tarot cards. This was a cover buy. Clearly, look at this cover. And truly, it just sounds so exciting and so perfect for fall. And I think it'll have a really good, like, girl friend group in a YA, so it's gonna be good. I have a feeling. And on the cover, have you seen the cover? Have you seen it? So yes, I'm very excited to get to this. Next is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. Now, this book, I don't know if it's really takes place during a certain time of year, but it just looks so good. It is about, I believe they're neighbors, and it is a sapphic romance about Delilah Green, who goes back to her childhood town, the town that she grew up in. She is a photographer, and she meets Claire, who is the best friend of like a stepsister, or a friend of her stepsister, and they kind of get to know each other. This girl, Claire, is a single mom, and their romance ensues. I don't always love the cartoon people on the cover. Actually, most of the time I don't, but this is one that I do really like them on the cover. I think they're very cute. I do, in fact, hate the font, but that's a personal preference, has nothing to do with the book. But I think this looks really cute, and I've heard a lot of really good things about this book. I'm not sure I've heard anyone who didn't like it, so I think it'll be really good, and I cannot wait to give it a try. Next, I have Lizzy Blake's Best Mistake by Maisie Eddings. This, I realize, does look like a super summery book, I know, but it didn't come out until September, and this is a book that I had pre-ordered, so I am very, very excited to give it a read, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, whether it takes place in the summer or the autumn. This is a surprise pregnancy trope in the mainstream. I'm so excited. We all know that's one of my favorite tropes, so I think it's going to be really good. It's about Lizzy. There is mental health representation. Lizzy has ADHD, and she meets Rake, which Rake is kind of an odd name, but she meets him in Australia, I think on vacation. They have a night. She goes home, and then I think Rake has to move there, or maybe it's the other way around, like she's from Australia, is in the US or something like that. But then they do end up in the same location, and she ends up pregnant. So, and they have to navigate the relationship from there. I think this looks really good. I've heard a lot of good things about this one as well. And like I said, surprise pregnancy, it was enough for me to pre-order this book, and I don't pre-order books very often, especially from an author I've never read before, but this just looks really, really good, and I think it's going to be so much fun. I'm feeling a little bit more in a romance mood than I was in the summer, so I'm looking forward to trying out some of more romances that I have on my shelf. Next, I think this does actually kind of fit the fall vibe for some reason. This cover looks fall to me. By the book by Jasmine Guillory. Jasmine is one of my favorite authors. I've read almost all of her books, if not all of her books. I think this is the most recent. The only thing I don't like about this book is how weirdly tall it is if you compare it to like a normal trade paperback. I don't know why that decision was made by Hyperion, but Hyperion. How do you say that publisher's name? But this looks really good. It's got a bookish theme to it. It's a romance. It's by one of my all-time favorite contemporary romance authors. I don't even really know what it's about, but oh, she works in publishing, and then she meets someone who is writing a tell-all memoir. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love books that take place with kind of a bookish setting to them. I think it makes it really interesting, like books with libraries or publishing or even writers. I think it just adds like a certain level of like coziness and love to the story. So I also do really like this cover. This is one, again, like I said, I don't love the cartoon people on the cover. I know a lot of people prefer those to the real people on the cover, but sometimes I think they just look too cheesy. But how they're interacting with the text on this, I think is really, really cute. And this shade of pink is my all-time favorite color. So I'm very excited to give this a try. I think it is going to be a lot of fun, and it's Jasmine. I can't help it. So next, these two are not romances, but first is Light Lark by Alex Astor. Now, I know there's a lot of discourse about this book. I don't want to hear any of it. I'm excited for this book. I'm excited that a young woman author is having so much success, and I think any of the hate towards her comes from misogyny. If you don't like the book after you've read it, that's on you. That's cool. That's fine. Some people just don't like books, but I think I'm actually going to really like this one. It sounds like so much fun. The fantasy aspect sounds like it's going to be really exciting to read. It's got lots of plot twists. It's got romance, and I am just absolutely stunned by this cover. I love it so much. I don't know how the ring light is going to be affecting the shininess, but I just think it is one of the most gorgeous covers out there right now. And I think there's just a lot of exciting stuff coming from this world and from this author. So I very much want to get into this soon. If you don't know what this is about already, it's about a group of people who are on an island competing for the crown, I believe. And the trick is that the island is like trying to kill them, like it's a sentient island sort of. Everyone's fighting to win, and they're all trying to kill each other, don't know who to trust, that kind of thing. So I think it'll be really fun. Last on my TBR, I'm trying to set my expectations low so there's not too many books on this TBR. I would like to read the sequel to Inheritance Games, The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And I also have the third book if I feel like getting to that too. I loved the first book. I loved the Inheritance Game. So I would really love to continue the series and read this one. I think it'll be so, so good. I loved the writing. I love the mystery. I love the characters. I'm not going to summarize this book so much as the first one, but if you haven't already heard about what the Inheritance Game is about, honestly, where have you been? But it is about a girl who is just a normal girl. She's going to school. She's trying to save up money, get out of her town, get out of her family, and like make something of herself essentially. And then she finds out that the richest man in the United States has passed, and she has been invited to the reading of the will. And she's like, why? This is weird. And she finds out that she's actually inheriting like 95% of his estate. The family is getting bits and pieces, but she's getting almost everything. And so they embark on this mystery journey of figuring out why was this all left to her when she seemingly has no relation to this family. It was so exciting and so interesting. I've said it before on this channel and it's been said by others, but if you like the movie Knives Out, you would probably really like this book series. I kind of like Knives Out. I didn't love it. I love Rian Johnson and I liked the actors in the movie. I didn't quite understand the format of the movie, but this is what I wanted out of Knives Out basically. I think that this series is just absolutely brilliant, so I would very much like to continue reading and pick up the sequel. So those are the books that I would like to get to in the fall. Not a long list. I'm trying to keep it reasonable. If I'll even read some of all of these, who knows? Who knows with me? But I'm very excited to give it a try. I upload videos every Sunday. If you liked this video, come back and check them out. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!